Good day, friends. Welcome to Coffee Break. This is Dr. Michele Alignay. It's part two of our Lessons on Lockdown episode. And I would like you to join me. Get your cooler, like me. I have lemongrass cooler. Get your coffee or get whatever you can. But this is the time for you to just sit down and let us reflect together the lessons that we have this lockdown. Alam ko parang pag sinabi nating lockdown, ang alam natin it's all negative. Yes, because we are in the middle still of the pandemic. Nasa crisis pa rin tayo. But it doesn't mean that everything that happens now will just be taken for granted. Everything that's happening in our lives will just be in passing. Ang pinaka I believe that's why I come up with this topic in 1 year of coffee break plus 1 year of being in lockdown is that despite the odds, despite the difficulties that we have, despite the situation outside our homes or even inside our homes, what I would like us to realize is that we can learn something. Okay, so I would like you to join me for the rest of the 30 minutes because this is the this is the second part of our conversation the other day. So I would like to see. I think I cannot. My mobile data in my phone is not connecting. So anyway, I would like to see the friends who are here and thank you for joining me this afternoon. And I would like us to reflect. If you were here, can you just share with me kung nanood kayo nung Tuesday? Can you just share with me what are the lessons that you have from our discussion last Tuesday, or if you have some insights regarding your own personal lessons or your own takeaway from this lockdown situation, please share it with me. Put that in the comment section. Lagay nyo dyan, isulat nyo dyan. Um, okay, wow. Present agad yung ating mga regular coffee breakers. Do you have coffee or do you have tea today? While I'm waiting for your answers. Hi, Mia. Hi, Christina. Hi, Rochelle. Hi, Melanie. It's good to join you. And hi, Jane. Um, how are you doing? Yeah, Mia, thank you. Happy anniversary part two, year two, version two of Coffee Break. Thank you, Mia, for always being there, Mom. So I would like to ask you if you remember any lesson the other day, last Tuesday. Parang teacher na. Okay, class, let's recall. Let's recall the lesson. So, ano yung lesson na natutunan mo ng Tuesday? Another thing is that meron ka bang new realization? Do you have your own realizations on your lessons on lockdown? Your personal lesson on lockdown? I will wait for your answers. I will wait for your answer while this mobile phone of mine loads. And I will wait for your answers also para I can connect it also with the rest of this is like 10 part. I gave you 4 points the other day. So now I will give you 6 points so for us to reflect about. Okay, totoong kailangan ko siyang inumin, okay? So okay friends, let's start. Any lessons that you thought of something that you realize and you learned towards the lockdown situation, sa lahat ng nangyayari, ano yung meron ka, ano yung natutunan mo, ano yung hugot mo. Okay, so while I'm waiting for your answers, at kung nakalimutan niyo, let's go over the 1, 2, 3, and 4 para itutuloy natin yung mga pinag-usapan natin. The lessons and lockdown. O yan, Richelle, thank you. Self-care and be closer to God. Okay, what else? That's nice, Rochelle. While we're waiting for the lessons, I would repeat this, friends, that if you will be able to check this Facebook page, if you are listening through Facebook, I will be conducting what I call coffee conversations with Dr. Michele. It's reflections about faith, family, and well-being. So let me just go through this with you. If you click this link in my FB page, so if you would go to this page in Facebook, there's the event section at nandyan yung link where you can register. As I said, it's for free, but you have to register. And we have limited slots already kasi half of the target half of our target, it's already filled up. So be sure, kung magre-register kayo, make sure that you will be there to give others the chance to join us. It's for free, but registration is really needed. It's an exclusive session. So, now, ayan, din nyo, nakasagot na kayo habang nagpo-plug ako. Okay, slow down, take care of our health and our emotions. You can take care of everybody if you don't take care of yourself. Yun talaga yung mga hugot ng mga moms, no? To be closer to God and your family. Okay, thank you. Thank you for those who are here, and thank you for those who said that they have registered. Anyway, well, let's try to look into what have we been through the other day. So what are the four lessons that we had? The first one is that some pre-pandemic matters are not appropriate right now. Some of our ways in the pre-pandemic are not applicable, not healthy, and not appropriate right now. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a given. Actually, another thing. Number two, I can only do so much. I need to take one day at a time. Who among you agree? If you agree, can you press heart or can you press like or can you just say agree with number two? Alin dyan yung nakaka-resonate kayo? Is it number one? Is it number two? Just put it there at the comment section. Okay, number three, focus on what we can control. And I think that is very, very important. Number three, focus on what we can control. And number four, I think somebody said the other day that this is such a big word that I shared. Show up. Even though it's difficult, even though you're not too okay, even though the conditions are not perfect, even though that there's a lot of commotion happening inside you, outside you, when it comes to commitment, when it comes to life itself, show up, put kilay, put makeup, put lipstick, put up a smile, thank God for a new day, but show up. So number five. So today I'll discuss 5 to 10. Hopefully we have a good time. I think we have the time for that. Another thing that I would like us to reflect about is balance, safety, and sanity. That's the number five lesson. Why did I share with you about balance, safety, and sanity? You know, what I realize while in this pandemic is that many people have not really left the house. I This is so critical because they are saying that they're no longer okay. They're saying that they're so trapped. They're having cabin fever. Uh, their emotional health parang hindi na sila okay because there's a lot of fear and there's a lot of course uncertainty with what's happening outside. But the key here is that I need you to realize that uh, we have to balance safety and sanity. There comes a point that we want to be safe. Yes, that's a given. That's what we are expected. But we have to make a decision also to take care of our mental health, our emotional well-being our totality. So for example, you want to be safe and you're living in a safe environment. But you don't want to go out because of the COVID scare. But I'm sure if you go out to your street, na safe, relatively safe, at wala ka naman, but you need to take a walk, maybe late in the afternoon or very early in the morning kung tulog pa lahat ng kapitbahay mo, that's something that you can do. And if some parents would say, we haven't left the house, we haven't taken the kids out. Personally, for us in the family, we try to balance this. Kasi first, hindi ko rin kaya to be trapped, to be here because we need to recharge somewhere. Because before the recharging comes at home, but now recharging has to be outside so that we can be more effective in the home. Are you getting what I'm saying? Um, so we have to balance our need for safety and for our sanity. Minsan ang ginagawa namin, we just drive around in the car and then we just order takeout for the kids. So we have the kids with us. Wala naman makakasita sa amin kasi nasa loob kami ng kotse. I don't know now if it's GCQ. They're not technically allowed to go out. So, but before when it's better Pero kahit sa loob lang ng subdivision, it's something that we can do. So, friends, I need you to balance both your safety and sanity. If you think that you're no longer sane because you feel too trapped, it's not just physically going out, but I need you to check. I am safe inside with the virus, but what's happening in me? What's happening in my mind? What's in my thoughts? What's in my emotional health? You have to balance that. So that's number five, balance safety and sanity. Okay. Number six, there's no one size fits all solution to that work life balance. 'Di ba? No, I have to type it. No one size fits all solution to work-life balance. Yan yung madalas natin marinig. Paano nga ba i-balance? Paano nga ba i-balance yung buhay? Paano nga ba gagawin namin sa mga bata, sa trabaho? Dapat ba may equal time? Personally, I've been doing a lot of talks regarding this, regarding work life. Yesterday, I was in a session of work life stress and all. What I realized is that there's no such thing as a perfect balance. Walang perfect balance, friends. Who can define the perfect balance? Only you can define what is balance for you. What is balance for me might not be balance for you because we have different values, we have different preferences, and we have different ways of doing things. So, I like it when people ask me, paano nga ba anong balance and all? And pero friends, isipin niyo mabuti. Baka sabihin niyo na hindi naman balance yan si Doc kasi ganyan naman yung buhay niyan. So, it's really up to you to define and to create your own balance. So, no one size fits all to a perfect work-life balance. And you know what? That balance thing, you keep rebalancing. It's a work in progress. You have to keep doing it. You keep recalibrating yourself. And then this one, parang okay na lahat. Okay, alam ko na yung formula. Tapos may magbabago na naman. So you need to rechange, you need to change and to recalibrate stuff. Are you with me, friends? I think nagigets nyo kung ano yung sinasabi ko because that's how it is. That's how it is. That's how life is. Sadly, it's an effort. Hindi yung porque ginawa mo na siya dati, 3 taon nang ganun yung formula mo. It's working now. Especially now that change is the constant thing that we're encountering. You have to create your balance. There's no one size fits all. Kahit ako mismo, tanungin nyo ako, how am I balancing everything? I have to let go of some and have to focus on what matters to me because what matters to us, kanya-kanya lang tayo, kanya-kanya rin tayo ng diskarte, kanya-kanya tayo ng paraan at kanya-kanya tayo ng kung ano yung importante sa atin. Okay? So, that's number 6. So, number 7. Okay. You know, I've been telling you, friends, self-care is important. Tama ba? I think maraming may hugot dyan sa inyo. Number 7, self-care is important, but I have a but not a, I have to say this, sorry. Self-care is important, but self-care alone is not the only solution to extreme excessive crisis. You know what I mean? Self-care is important, but it's not the only solution to well-being and life's difficulties. You know what I mean? That is why people are saying na, oh, I've been recharging myself, I've been doing this, and I've been doing that, I am taking my care of myself. Friends, yes, importante siya ako mismo. But why did I say this? Let me just be open and personal. Last year was really a good year, but it was a difficult year for me. I've been doing this self-care that works for me even the pre-pandemic and then during the lockdown. I think I've been sharing this a lot na kailangan kong mag-retool at recalibrate paano ba yung self-care ngayon. And then that's also good. It has been working well. But alam ko na parang, okay, a little here, a little there, a little here, a little there. It's working for normal stresses. Tandaan nyo, normal stresses. It can protect us, it can help us flourish. But in extreme situations, pag sobra yung work demands, pag sobra yung challenges natin with relationships, with our work, with even the COVID situation, if there's an extreme, self-care needs to be extreme also, because we need to add more well-being practice. We need to add more of our spiritual growth. We need to add more of other practices that can help sustain us. So the self-care practices, it's good to sustain us, but if we need to cure something, if we need to heal, if we need to overcome burnout, self-care is good, but we need cash. No, but we need more beyond self-care. Beyond self-care, there's the spiritual growth. Beyond self-care, there's, aligning our life to what is significant in our lives. Beyond self-care, oh, that's why I learned. Beyond self-care, there's significance. We have to check, ano ba yung trabaho ko? Ano ba yung purpose ko? Beyond self-care, what is it that I need to, as I said earlier, beyond self-care, spiritual growth is critical. And beyond self-care, we need to slow down. And that is the lesson that this year have taught me. I need to learn to slow down. And yes, they are all connected to self-care, but it's just not the usual activities that I'm used to doing, because we need to recover so that we can be recharged for more. Are you with me, friends? So I am happy that all of you learned self-care practices. Pero ito, friends, my challenge is, if you are experiencing more stresses than you normally would have, you have to add up something to your life. Either it's slowing down, spiritual growth, or spiritual exercises, sakto Holy Week, and then it's really the time to reflect and check what is significant for you, and are you living the life of significance that you like. That is number 7. Number 8. So is this helpful for you, friends? Let me know what is it that you can add to your self-care practice. What is your beyond self-care that you can do? Okay, this one, as I said earlier on, no one is excused from burnout or from difficulties. This is personal hugot. Why did I say that? Kasi ako rin hindi excuse. Nakikita nyo ko, nagsasalita sa harap nyo, nakikita nyo ko parang I have it figured out. But I also have my share of burdens. I also have my share of challenges. I also have a lot of difficulties that I need to uproot myself from. And even myself, I run into burnout. I'll be honest with you, ako rin mismo napapagod, ako rin mismo na nayayanig, ako rin mismo na challenge. But the thing is, no one excuse, so it's not an excuse also for me to petik-petik. You know what petik-petik means? It's not excuse for me to dilly-dally. It's not an excuse for me to just say, eh, ganun talaga eh. Yes, ganun talaga, but I go beyond it. So each of us, we have that invitation to go beyond our means, to go beyond what we have, to go beyond our fears, to go beyond our difficulties, to go beyond the challenges that we encounter. Like right now, I know that we all have different challenges. So, do we just allow life to take us? Alimin parang magpatalo ka na lang ba? Or alam natin na pwedeng okay, so iiyak to ngayon, pero how can I grow from this? How can I pivot from this? And how can I sustain myself to be better, not to be bitter, but to be able to go through this. So halimbawa, you're having difficulty with maybe a person in your family, maybe with your husband, or maybe with your daughter, or maybe you're having concerns dealing with your son. dealing with a family member. Actually, yun ang pinakamahirap eh. Minsan, mas madalas pang mahirap ka-deal with ang relasyon kaysa ka-deal with ang trabaho. Tama ba? Do you agree with me? So that's why no one excuse from all the challenges, but it's really a good way for us. It's really a choice on what we're going to do. We can make a choice on what we're going to do with that. No one is excused, and the key here is for you us to accept na ganun talaga ang buhay. Yan ang nangyayari. So tingnan natin anong pwedeng gawin. Diba? That's the opportunity that is presented to us. Despite the odds, there are opportunities. I think I said that the other day. Okay, so that's number 8. Friends, are you still here? Nawawala na ako with my streaming at wala na rin kayo. Okay, number 9. Let me share with you number 9. If things fail, if things do not work out, ito na yung I think favorite word ko na sinabi dito, recalibrate, adjust. Pag hindi, 'di ba? Parang because of the lot, because we are embarking in so many changes, even changes in our own hormones, even changes in the pattern of dealing with our family members, dealing with the lockdown situation. Alam mo yung kung ano yung nakasanayan na nating trabaho dati, parang, oy, ngayon, mababaguhin na naman tayo. I think this situation being in the middle of pandemic, the word that we need to do is really recalibrate. We have to recalibrate a lot of things in our lives. Recalibrate our work. Mia, I know I know you're there, but I know you're recalibrating a lot. Recalibrating your career, recalibrating your business with Monching, and recalibrating so many things in your lives. And I am just proud of seeing how you I admire you for doing that, Mia. Mia is my friend here. She's watching. And I saw you recalibrating and pivoting na hindi naman we can always be in the victim mode. We can always learn something and be victorious about this situation. So that's recalibrating. And what I mean by recalibrating is that if things do not work out, adjust. If things do not go well, and then recalibrate. Yes, we can cry. Yes, we can feel that. We can feel everything that's happening, but we always have a choice. We always have a choice. And hindi na pwedeng, sorry, I need to use this word. I think baka yung mga ka-age ko, nakaka-relate kayo sa word na to. Hindi na tayo pwedeng tutulog-tulog sa kangkungan kasi may iwan tayo in the pre-pandemic. Ako ayoko personally maiwan sa pre-pandemic. At ayoko rin ma-stuck in the pandemic. I want to grow and flourish beyond this pandemic in my life, in my health, in my well-being, and in my relationships. I don't know with you, are you coming with me? Are you coming with me to be post-pandemic ready? Why? If we learn these lessons and we learn to recalibrate in all the situations, either big or small, grand or or just tiny, while we are here at home, ano pa ang tatapatan natin sa labas? But if you would like to recall, life has asked us to recalibrate so many times. Hindi lang natin nakikita kasi we are always on the move and in all directions pre-pandemic, right? Kaya hindi na ma-magnify. Pero alam nyo, ang daling tingnan na nangyari in our homes while on lockdown in the pre-pandemic. And if you'd see, pag pinaplot ko yan sa inyo, and this is something that I will ask the coffee break friends who will join me in the exclusive session, I would ask you to plot. So magdadala kayo ng magandang notebook at magandang pens, because I would ask you to plot whatever difficulties that we have. And you know what? There's wisdom in what happened. We can learn a lot just in a span of 1 year. Bakit? Kita kasi natin yung trajectory. Kita natin lahat ng nangyari dito. Why? Because our focus is just here at home. So kita natin yung nangyari sa personal na buhay natin. Meron tayong date meron tayong March 15, 2020 na nagsimula ang lahat. There's this new buong chapter na nakabox. This is all about the pandemic. Diba? So it's wonderful if we can just capture everything. Are you with me, friends? So that's the number 9. Adjust and recalibrate. Okay, and number 10, this is my final lessons. My final lesson that I would like to share with you. Number 10 is Okay? You cannot hide, you cannot hide issues, emotions, and relationship. You cannot hide issues, you cannot hide your emotions, and you cannot hide relationship matters. Puputok at puputok yan. In a forum that I was a speaker for a well-being session. This is something that I do for private companies, really good companies who are taking care of their employees. There's a question that was asked. Would it be okay to hide or just to put aside my emotions and my issues and thoughts about things? Yes, because sanay naman tayo na ganun eh. Okay lang to hide maybe um, a few weeks, a few days. But friends, things have a way of coming out. Remember, there's this saying, there's this quote in the Bible, there's a verse in the Bible that says that uh, no light can be hidden in it has to be taken out. 'Di ba? Parang I think it's about secrets. Hindi mo pwedeng itago yung mga bagay, hindi mo pwedeng itago yung mga pangyayari. It has to be taken out. And if we hide things, if we hide things, if we hide things, pag tinago natin yung totoo nating nararamdaman, do you know that our body absorbs a lot of our stresses, our fears, and our anxiety? Our body, if we do not express appropriately our emotions, are the one absorbing things. That's why we get sick. That's the thing. Another thing is that one thing that I think manifested during this lockdown is that maraming issues na pumutok in this pandemic. Do you agree with me? Kung if you agree with me, please press heart and like kung naniniwala kayo na yan ang nangyari. Yung mga issue kasi dati, ang dali nilang isang tabi muna. Kasi after 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 everything, for example, we work, we go to the office. Pwede niyo namang hindi i-deal with na mag-asawa or yung anak mo, hindi mo kailangang i-deal with 24/7 because we leave the house. But now, all the issues are there. All the sleeping issues. Kaya ang sabi, marami daw nag-away or marami nagkaroon ng relationship concerns this pandemic. Yes, because the problems are already there this pandemic, before the pandemic. And the pandemic just magnified things. So, the summary of it all is that if we realize our real status, if we get to acknowledge and get to handle our true and realist emotions while in this pandemic situation, based on this GCQ alone, kung yun pa lang matututunan na natin, what more? How, the further we go, the further we flourish, kung ito pa lang ay ma-address natin dito. Kasi alam nyo, hindi naman pa rin normal kahit sa yung new normal, hindi talaga normal yan. We are not wired that way. That's why it's hard for us because a lot of our patterns have been disrupted. That is why the good thing with that disruption is that we are moving towards new discoveries, finding new meanings, diba? So from disruptions, the disruptions in our lives, we are having discovery. Na-discover natin, ay, ganito pala yung anak ko. Oh, there's something new that I learned from my parents or from my siblings or from even my spouse. Oh, gusto niya pala yun. Or, oh, even new discovery. So, these disruptions can lead to new discovery. And I believe, to end this session, it will also lead us discoveries. These disruptions can also lead us to debt. Hindi utang ha, hindi debt. It can lead us to debt. So I like to put that. Disruptions to debt. Ano yung debt? Lalim. Lalim ng pagkakaunawa lalim ng pasensya, lalim ng pananampalataya natin, lalim ng ating spiritual life, lalim ng ating pagkakakilala sa mga kasama natin sa bahay, yung pamilya natin, at lalim ng relasyon. This is a measure of both discovering the real status of the relationship, and also this is measuring the depth, gaano kalalim yung relasyon. You know, one thing that I heard, that this lockdown daw parang okay, hindi pala kami close, akala ko close kami, hindi pala kami close, or maybe others na ay nako, ayaw ko pala talaga sa kanya. So those are discoveries, especially when in terms of our relationship. But look at it this way, those disruptions, it also, because of the disagreements, because of the disadvantages, and maybe dun either tayo yung lumalim, or it becomes a venue for the relationship, for the communication, for new rituals to be established in the family, and kung ano man meron tayo. These lessons, nilalaliman niya tayo. Itong 10 lessons na kinuwento ko sa inyo, na sinabi ko sa inyo, ang goal niyan is for us to be deeper. Deeper, to have depth, lalim. Sorry. I am really a deep person. What you see is what you get from me. So you see how I am. This is really who I am. But the thing is that I've seen how I don't like pala people na so mababaw. Kaya parang may mga bagay tao na hindi ako makarelate pa. No? Sorry, that's my masungit side. But that is why the challenge of life is just not to live a very superficial life, because these discoveries, this depth will lead us to a last D. That's the direction. New directions, 'di ba? One direction. The direction na attune ko anong direction ni Lord. For the past weeks, I'm learning a lot of the new directions. Maybe new, maybe recalibrated, but I'm more aware that, hey, the direction of what the world tells us may not be the direction that God tells us. Madalas yan. Madalas yan, friends. And I would like us to be reminded, the disruption, kung ano man disruption natin sa buhay, mga hindi pag-approve ng ganito, na-reject tayo, nawala tayo sa trabaho, these are discoveries about ourselves. These are ways to deepen or to have more depth in our faith, and these also would lead us to new directions that the Lord is asking of us. I believe that God is asking us, especially this Holy Week, these lessons on lockdown is sharing with you that we can always look at what the world would dictate, but we can always look, if we keep looking at the failures of the institutions that we are in, the country that we are in, the leaders that we have, if we're going to look at it always, we'll be totally wasted. But friends, I challenge every one of us. We need to have the direction that the Lord is asking us. Kahit na masakit, kahit na minsan parang, Lord, bakit? But then, we need to take on that direction. It's only in that disruption that we can live a more fulfilling life, and we can really live out the lessons on lockdown. Let me just share with you. Today is the feast of the Annunciation. If you're familiar with that, if you're a Catholic, this is the Annunciation of Mary, when the angel Gabriel came to Mary. And this is what I would like to share with you. This is my post in my Instagram account. Okay, where Mary said yes. We went there at the cave of Mary. It's a cave. It's during they mimic the cave where Mary said yes to the angel Gabriel, and we went there last year during our Holy Land pilgrimage. So not last year, just before the lockdown, we went to our Holy Land pilgrimage, and then earlier this morning when I had my mass, my online mass, um, Father Joel, our pilgrimage chaplain and our good friend, I was attending his mass, and then he showed a painting of Mary na parang um, her face was also anxious and in fear when the angel Gabriel talked to her. And sabi ni Father parang, oh, this is something new. Kasi, madalas, ang nakikita nating picture ni Mary, yung parang umuo na siya. The yes of Mary. But I would like us to access that. Where Mary said yes to God's will, it never occurred to me that she might have fears. She might have anxieties and all humanly overthinking way beyond her grasp. Exactly like us, di ba? Oo nga, she is for a 14-year-old woman when all this happened. Imagine 14, tapos hiningi sa'yo yung yes for you to be part of the salvation history. The the ground, sabi nga ni Father, the ground zero of salvation. But when I entered, and this is my own reflection, when I entered the cave of Mary, I was really crying. I was in tears. Kaya ang pangit na mga litrato ko. And an overwhelming feeling of grace filled me. I'm not saying that I am perfect, but you know that overwhelming sense of I am just awed by God's love. And then she said yes despite of not fully understanding and connecting all the dots. Hindi niya naintindihan lahat pero umuo siya. And that's the natural tendency of each of us have. Lord, bakit? Gusto nyo lagi maintindihan. Pero friends, alam nyo, one biggest realization that I had in life is that we cannot understand everything. That's something that I wrote in my book, The Beauty of 40. In midlife, we are in the middle of, okay, I do not understand, but so it's a no, so it's a yes, because I will understand later. We are invited to have those moments, and she said yes despite of not fully understanding and connecting all the dots and being in this position of surrender. While we celebrate the Feast of Annunciation today, I am reliving being in her cave, being in that moment, and connecting myself to Mary's humanly feelings. She is a human and a woman after all. Despite of her humanness, she was in full humility to say yes to God. Meaning, kahit na gaano pa siya ka-uncertain, gaano siya katakot, at hindi siya sigurado. I pray for each of us as I end this coffee break that we become like Mary no matter how hard or what emotions, circumstances, lockdown, personal lockdown we have in our lives. We live by grace to pursue our purpose with surrender to God's will for our lives. This disruption in our lives will lead us to new discoveries, will give us depth, not depth, and new directions for a more fulfilling life with the Lord. And I pray that each of us find that. Hindi lang ako, sama-sama tayo. Thank you, friends, for joining me here at Coffee Break. I hope that next week you can join our coffee conversations with Dr. Michelle. Please make sure that if you will register, you will really be there because it's going to be unfair to those who will lose the slot. So we are halfway through, more than halfway through. So if you would like to be there, please fill out the registration form so we can get in touch with you. We're closing the registration March 26th, and that is tomorrow. Sasarado na namin yan. So kung sinong in, we are part of it. And I hope that this is to do this for coffee breakers sa inyo who are subscribed to my page and to my also to those subscribed to my website www.michellealignay.com, because that's my way of reflecting with you. So next week we're not going to have coffee break, but we're going to be having a more intimate coffee break. And thank you for joining me on the lessons on lockdown. This is something that I would like for us to relish, and we end with praying to the Blessed Mother that she will bless us and we will be allowed to say yes to how God will work on our depth, on our direction, and our new discoveries for a more meaningful life. See you on April for the new coffee break, and that is the year 2 of coffee break. Thank you, friends, for being here. Thank you for joining. And please don't forget, put here, ano yung biggest learning mo out of the 10 I said. Out of 10, please, lahat kayong nandito, do me a favor. Ano ang pinaka-favorite mo? Number 1, some pre-pandemic matters are not applicable Now, two, I can only do so much. Three, focus on what I can control. Four, show up. Number five, balance safety and sanity. Number six, there are no one size fits all solution to work life balance. Number seven, self care is important, but extreme stress, we need more. And number eight, no one is excused from burnout or difficulties. And number nine, if things do not work, recalibrate. And number 10, you you cannot hide emotions and issues and relationships. So let me know what's your favorite lesson on lockdown. See you again, friends, for Coffee Break Year 2. God bless everybody.